Good evening, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Are you tuning in at a later date? Please put in their replay so we get to see who's watching it live. If you're watching it live now, please put live, and if you're watching the replay, please watch put in replay. Then that keeps us happy. Little things keep us happy. So welcome, Rosanne.
Welcome.
And tonight, I'm actually going to hand it straight over to Rosanne. We're going to do something a little bit different, a doTERRA-free night. And Rosanne and I are both therapists, and we come across a lot of people talking about being stuck, and that stuckness is causing them to not feel happy. So we thought, let's cover that. Let's show you how we have got ourselves unstuck and what we do to help stay healthy. So over to you, Rosanne.
Yeah, so I'm always happy. Well, not always, but yeah, when things don't challenge me. So when I was doing because being a therapist, working with my hands, I'm always intrigued why some people, like when I'm working on some people, my hands get hot. And I went, I wonder if everybody does that. So I went and done some research. And so see that photo that's there, it caught my attention and I was like, wow, wonder how they did that. And that was used by they use an infrared light detector, and that is actually coming from a human hand. And it was research carried out by Hiramatsu, and I've put down the links there so you can get in and have a look about how much our hands and feet and even our forehead emits the light out. So I was like, whoa, but you know what the best bit was? Is that they said that the human hands glow, but the fingernails are the ones that release the most amount of light. And I went, oh, I've got my fingers covered. So guess what happened to me when I seen that picture and I read the study? Well, I found another study by EWG and Duke universities, which I've also included in there, so you can go and have a look at that. But well, after reading this study, you guessed it, nail polish, plastic nails, acrylic nails, they all block the flow of that energy that's coming from your fingernails. I think I already knew that, but I decided not to. So these toxins in these products find their way into the bloodstream within 10 minutes of application. So these products also contain endocrine disruptors called triphenyl phosphate, which is the TPHP. And you'd be quite surprised at how many actual products have that in there. So I kind of had my little meltdown moment because it's like, I like having my nails. I feel like a lady. So why are you asking that I had that meltdown? The backstory was that in February this year, I was asked by one of my clients who was learning to become a nail technician if I'd like to be her hand model. Well, I thought about it and then said, well, why not? I kind of knew that the stuff wasn't good for me, but I chose it anyway because, yeah, they look pretty, they're practical, they make you feel feminine. And as the old saying goes, the frog sitting in the pot. So I don't know if you know what the frog sitting in the pot means. So you put a frog in a pot of water and you put it on the stove. And as the water heats up, the frog gets used to the water heating, so he doesn't know that he's cooking. So then I realised I'd stopped doing my morning meditations. And I was like, when did I stop doing that? I don't know. I was tired, I didn't want to get out of bed. I was hauling myself up and onwards every day, you know, like, oh, do I have to do that today? And some days it was just like you're in automatic pilot. My memory was very ordinary. So, you know, I had to keep thinking about, where was I? Oh, geez, I don't know. And I kept having to push myself for the positive comments. So, you know, like, oh, you're a dolly and things like that, instead of saying, oh, come on, we can do this. So I was reacting and not responding. I found myself actually getting quite angry and short with people. So, and that's what I was saying, I've been quite short with a lot of people. So I booked myself in to have my beautiful nails removed on Tuesday. So from that, I wanted to look and feel beautiful, but I wanted to share to everybody the power of actually loving yourself and finding the happiness. You know, like we always say, oh, if I get this, I'll be happy. And if I do this, I'll be happy. And, you know, like, what is happiness? So just completing little selfless acts makes your day easier to complete. And how it had that positive impact on me and you and your loved ones. Yeah. So typically, happiness is an emotional state characterized by feelings of joy, satisfaction, contentment, and fulfillment. So, while happiness has many different definitions, it's also described as involving positive emotions and life satisfaction. So, what makes me happy? Well, that's me in the photo, contemplating the world outside. So in that background, that was when we went up to Lucinda, and that was up the top of the mountain, and it was just so lovely looking down the valley that I sat there forever, and everybody's like, are you ready to go? And I didn't hear them. But what makes me happy is sitting on my veranda, my back bathing in the sun. So with your sun at the back, oh, it just feels nice. And drinking a cup of my tea. It's nothing fancy. Well, let me tell you, it is, because 3 days of no sun, freezing cold, wet, windy weather pretty much zapped my happiness right from out under me. And it was like, wow, really? So just from that took everything away. So how did I manage to get back on track? So upping my happiness, you know, not just relying on one specific thing, but do you know how hard it was to find something else? And I still haven't found it yet. So back listening and completing my morning meditations. Setting my routine. Not just the willy-nilly stuff, you know, I'll go to bed when I get tired. I don't want to go for a walk or ride today, or let me sleep in. The washing up can get done later. So I made sure I set the me time, pampering 101, which is really important. So why meditation? So as you're aware, meditation lowers your cortisol levels, which helps reduce stress. It balances your hormones, which then helps to reduce your anxiety, helps to develop a deeper understanding of who you are. So the more you do it, the more questions that you're able to have unravel. You actually get that, you actually get who you are, not who you were conditioned to be. It lengthens your attention span. It increases your empathy and retention of memory. It helps you fight addictions. It improves your sleep. It helps control pain, decreases blood pressure, and it just keeps going on and on. But the best bit, it can be done anywhere, and it's free. I like it, but I forgot to do it, but I think it was these. So why routine? So routine helps me get organised. So it helps me feel a little bit stressed about the hundreds of tasks that I have ahead of me. I'm a procrastinator, so it stops my procrastination. It reduces my anxiety, gives me a better sleep, and it also allows me to have that time to exercise. I don't make excuses anymore. It also reminds me that I can take time out to rest and recuperate. I don't have to keep going. Routines make me feel pretty good about myself, so it builds up my self-confidence because I've completed what I've set out to do for that day. So I start off with a list of 3 things to do for the day. That's it. That's all I do. 3 things, and then I can add more to my routine, but I must complete the 3 that I've set out for the day. And that works a treat, because you'd be surprised how just setting that routine becomes into a habit. So then that habit, you're automatically doing it, so you don't have to put it into your list of things, so you can add more to your list. I also find that routine helps me to refrain from negative conditioning. You know, the good old sayings, you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're fat, you're silly, you're loud, you're lazy. You know, when you do something wrong, or, you know, it's doing my head in. So it just helps to refrain from that, so you can put a different thought into a positive, healthy words. You know, oh, you're amazing. Look what you've achieved for today. That was an awesome speech. Oh, geez, I've learned to be grateful and look at the wonder that surrounds me. What I'm finding now is also that you can actually talk to other people to say, oh, that's nice, instead of jumping in. So, pampering, what is it? Loving yourself. It's not selfish or indulgent. It's an essential part of self-care. So always make sure that you put your pampering into your routine, because if you don't, you're going to have that fallback. It's not going to help you. So you can have a positive impact on your mental health and your overall well-being. So taking that time to pamper yourself will reduce your stress, improve self-esteem, enhance your mood, promote better sleep, and provide time for self-reflection. So getting a relaxing massage, come and see me. Take a long hot bath or a tub. Pamper your feet with a foot massage. Go and read a book, relax on the sofa with a cozy blanket, you know, read your book while you're relaxing. Eat your favourite foods, drink a cup of hot cacao, meet up with friends, learn a hobby, join a group, use aromatherapy oils for your facials, etc. Or just listen to podcasts or your favourite music. So by incorporating the pampering activities into your routine, you get to create that healthy life balance. You know, remember that self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Taking care of yourself is the first step to taking care of others and living your fulfilling life. So, you know, we're not just the mum, we're not just the wife, we're not just the daughter, we're not just the sister, we're not just the friend. We're us. So whether it's a bubble bath, a massage, or a walk in the park, make sure you take time to pamper yourself and prioritize you for your mental health. Why exercise is important to routine. So I know it's hard, and I really do know how it's hard for exercise. You say the word exercise and you want to run away. It's not really that hard. Just start off slow. So just walk to the front of the house and back again 2 or 3 times. You know, then increase this as you feel better about yourself and about doing that exercise. You'd be surprised how once you've done it a couple of times, you're like, oh, that felt good. I might go and do that again. And then you'll find that you walk a distance each day. Same, you know, go and ride your bike down the road. Increase that distance each day. Go for a swim. Building the laps up as you learn, you know, like instead of doing 2 laps, you do 20 laps. You know, you'd be quite surprising how quickly it does. Join a dance class or a gym. where you get to meet different people. Like that's boosting that up as well. So involve your kids or your grandkids, and I tell you what, they keep you actually on target. So exercise also helps improve your mood, your brain function, with the increase of your endorphins, helps the brain regulate the hormones of serotonin and norepinephrine, which relieve the feelings of depression. So um, you often find that you have this, like being in the sunshine, breathing the fresh air, you just go, oh, boost your energy. So it helps last longer for the day. And I don't know, you just seem to have more energy when you do your exercising. You help fight your health conditions and diseases. Like, so because you're out there exercising, you're actually getting your heart pumping. Your lungs are taking in, more air. So you're getting more oxygen into your body. And so it helps you sleep, it controls your weight, it actually builds better bones. So with exercise, people think that you have to do weight bearing exercises. You don't. Just walking, you're still carrying your weight, you're still making your bones hold your body. So your skeleton's still holding you upright, which then helps reduce your pain, helps you achieve your daily activities, and guess what? It puts the spark back into your love life. Very much so. So, in summary, low tox is way better for you and your health instead of being society's beautiful. So, having nails makes me feel beautiful, not society telling me. But where did that come from? Was that conditioning? Like, oh, you have to have nails to feel like a woman. You have to, have a thin body and things like that. So remember, we all have our awesome beauty all within inside of us, and that's what makes us attractive to others. And happy is what makes you happy, not what society or someone else tells you that happiness is. You listen to, oh, you'll be happy when you get this, like they tell you got to have, wear the most magnificent makeup or that big dress. So routine's not scary or difficult. Remember the power of three. You only have to do 3 things a day. That's it. Same with exercise. It's where everything comes to life. Same thing again. It's not that scary. It's just about moving your body, getting up off the couch, getting out into the sunshine, breathing that fresh air, experiencing that outdoors, smelling the fresh smell of trees. Self-love. So pampering, it's not selfish. It's also about loving you and making sure you're cared for in your manner that you feel comfortable with. And that daily meditation can be done anywhere and any time. And sometimes you can even do your meditation while you're doing your exercise. That is really freaky. It takes you to a different level. So thank you all for being the best you can in this most wonderful time. But I'm going to leave you with the quote from Morgan Harper Nichols. We do not know what the future holds, but we are grateful for the slow and steady growth, because that's what we're doing. We're slowly and steadily growing within ourselves. We're trying to break the chains of conditioning. So thanks one and all.
Thank you, Rosanne. I think that's the secret is with the change. Just do little bits.
Yeah, just do little bits. And can I just tell you all that the backgrounds that I used today, they're all from my little meditations and where I've been and places that I loved and and they actually meant quite a lot to me. And the one that's on there at the moment is when I was flying down to Brisbane. And I was so grateful because I hadn't seen my children for over 12 months because of the COVID. So that one was a really grateful one for me. So that was taken from the aeroplane.
Yes. I, I remember flying one day and I wanted to get out and go play on the clouds. They just look
I
so,
know, right?
so fun. Brenda was going to do this, but I've messaged her, and so we'll skip this one tonight. She can share it another time.
Okay, cool.
So, why do we need natural tools to support our mental and emotional, physical health? Well, I'm very good at overloading myself from when I open my little peepees until they finally go back to sleep, which sometimes takes a little while. And my favourite tools are grounding or forest walking, art, drawing stick figures, and also morning pages. So grounding and forest walking, that's for me is going around our local golf course, which is only a couple of blocks away. And that allows me to walk barefoot on Mother Earth. So I'm connecting with her and her energy, but it's amongst the trees, and I love tree energy. And also the aroma from the trees. Lots of times I can't really smell it. I can't tell you what the aroma is, but apparently there's been a lot of science, a lot of studies that those minute little particles are floating in the air, and we take them in when we go for a walk amongst the trees, and that calms our central nervous system, lowers our blood pressure, but helps us also to step out of the stress reaction of flight and fight. And so for me, that's been my savior over the years. I'm an earthling. I need to do it. So what the heck is art and drawing stick people? Well, because I do a lot of art, and I have found because if I put my mind to that I'm going to do something, that's only my conscious mind, and I found the changes didn't happen. So then I started doing the drawing that allowed me to access my subconscious. So if something's challenging me, I'll draw a stick figure. So this one here is I was feeling fear about something. I was wanting to run away from something rather than confronting it. And then I will go, okay, well, where in my body am I feeling this tension, the emotion or the confusion? And then I'll go into that a little bit more. And, where am I holding this emotion? What is the color of this feeling? Does it have a texture? I remember drawing one day, like myself sitting here, and then there was all these little scraggly bits around, and one of the textures I hate in my mouth is, let's say it's a cake and it's dry and crumbly. I just hate that texture. And so that's what these little squiggles all around were representing that. And then that represented how I felt about this particular situation. And then well, how can I get this to go? And then for me, when I get the answers to solutions, the issue usually just fades away. It seems to be if I confront the issue, then the issue goes, oh, okay, yeah, I've got no power anymore, I'll go away. Then lots of times I'll also draw the opposite and show how I want to feel or how I want to act. And again, I use stick people. I love stick people. It allows me to do stuff quickly because we're not focusing on the art, we're focusing on how it can help us. So if I'm drawing how I want to feel, I'll put it in a warrior pose or a confidence pose. And I find focusing on this and what my energy is like and my emotions are like when I'm there, the old energy starts to fade away, the old issues, because I'm actually telling my body and my subconscious mind what it is that I want. And we can't do that just with words because that's our conscious brain. We need to employ those emotions and so that it pulls the body and their subconscious together, and then we get to change things. So when you're focusing on those good feelings, hold those good feelings of happiness or joy or inspiration or gratitude and hold that for 10 minutes. There are studies out there that show that by doing that really ups our the IG part of our body chemistry, which is all about helping our body to heal. So you're telling the body that we're now in a new situation so it can do things differently. Morning pages, what the heck are they? So every morning I write 3 A4 pages, yes, with my pen, because there's special connections between your hand, your heart, and your head when you're actually writing. I started years ago, and the first few days I whinged about hubby, what he was doing wrong and how he was not doing things the way I wanted him to do. And about the third day I went, geez, I wouldn't want to live with this person, meaning me. So how can I be different, or how can I change this relationship with my husband so that I'm happier? And I realized that I need to speak things out with him, and that if I want him to do more around the house, instead of holding it in me, in my chest or in my gut where it only damaged me, I needed to verbalize that with him. And you go, oh yeah, but that'd be easy for you because you speak on here all the time. Yep, well, that's now, but back then I didn't. I'd get so twisted up, I'd sweat and I'd feel ill. And so I started with just little things. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And just gradually over time, things started to change. So I've become quite addicted to my morning pages, and I write whatever comes up, whatever comes into my thinking. I might, you know, sort of go, I can hear a bird down the road, or a fear might float up, or I might realize I've been procrastinating on something, or I'm grateful about something, just whatever. And the conversation changes halfway through, and so does whatever I'm writing. But it's, and what you're writing, it's not for anybody else to read. It's not even for me to reread another day. It's just an early morning brain drain. And then with all that gone, I'm finding that my creativity, my problem solving, my self-love is increasing. So what if you tried one of these? How would that change your life? So any questions? So no, I'll just check on here to see whether anybody sent anything in. No. You got any more you want to add? Actually, Rosanne, what have we got for? Oh, we got less than 1 minute. So I was going to get you to share that story you shared about mum today, but you got 30 seconds to do it in.
So the question that I want is, so with that morning pages,
Yep.
you just write that down. Is that it? That's it.
Just write. Yep. Just write and write,
Okay.
write. And the lady that wrote Eat, Pray, Love, she's a morning pages addict, and she was in so much depression. And with her writing, it kept coming up that she should learn Italian. And so from that, then she went to Italy, and then the rest is history. And we've got about 2 seconds. So thanks, everybody. And
Thank you.
see you all next time. No? Okay, it tricked us. We've got a bit longer time left. Oh, we've got another 5 minutes. And so a lot of top people, leaders around the world, but also mums, there's quite a long list of people that are rather addicted to morning pages, because it just helps. For me, it's really helped that self-love. Like at the moment, I'm in the midst of leading a team, and we're pulling together an art exhibition that's part of the Great Barrier Reef Festival. There's no way I would have done that a year ago. And now I'm feeling very confident and really excited about it all. So just start writing, guys. It's amazing how you change.
So Leigh, would that be like doing a meditation
Yeah.
basically.
Yes, thank you. When you mentioned that, because you can actually meditate while you walk, and the writing is like a meditation because it's first thing in the morning. I'll go to the toilet, I'll get a drink. I've got into the habit of not checking my phone for an hour and a half after I wake up. And then I just sit there with me, usually in this weather, the cover's pulled up, the pillow jacked up behind me, and then I just write. And it's quite amazing what comes up sometimes. It's like, why is that coming into my head? But it doesn't matter, write it down. Because sometimes in your subconscious mind, things are wanting to come out, but our conscious mind is so busy. But what the unconscious, because unconscious is a really fast thinker, but it's also quiet, whereas our conscious mind is like, hello, and you got her and you should her and you blah, blah, blah. And so by doing the writing, it allows that quieter subconscious mind to get messages through. And that's where all our stuckness is. It's in our unconscious mind. So being a hypnotherapist, I can help you access that and to release it. That morning pages is a way of you doing it for yourself. If you want to go do it quicker, give me a call. But do your morning pages as well, because it's an amazing journey that it takes you on.
That's awesome, Leigh.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm addicted. So your mum's story, can you share
have
that?
I got enough time?
You got 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, so all about that growth and development that comes from within. And it's always, why do I jump at my mum? You know, like mum will ask me a question and it's the most innocent question, but I feel like she's attacking. So I had to work out what's happening there. And I think, I don't know whether it's something that's been buried deep within, you know, like a trauma. It may not even be a trauma, but maybe there's something that's just buried deep within that is not, you know, that's wanting to come out. So I'm hoping that going back to meditations and self-love and exercises will help me to release that. But I'm also now thinking that maybe the morning pages will
even
help a lot too.
drawing the stick people, where do you feel that emotion?
Yeah, that's true too. You know, like where is it coming from? And it's all about me.
Yep.
It's not about that person. It's about how I'm responding to that person's actions.
She's just,
So you know,
just triggering you. Yeah.
yeah, the things it's actually triggering. So which makes it quite interesting, really. So that's my
So what sort of emotion would you call that you feel when you're triggered?
well, yeah. See, and that's the other thing. I have it. So it's anger, frustration, um, and I don't really know. You know, like they're the two that I feel so far. So
Okay, and we've got about 15 seconds.
yeah.
So thank you very much. And
you're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
let me know how you go with the morning pages.
I will, because it sounds like it'll be great.
Yep.
Beautiful. Thanks, Leigh.
Okay, thanks, lovely.
Bye.
Bye.